Did you know a single mistake can cost a golfer $100,000? The PGA has just revealed some of the most jaw-dropping rules ever seen in the game. From disqualifications that come out of nowhere to penalties that change careers forever. These rules will make you rethink everything you know. Are you ready to uncover the chaos? In the high-stakes world of professional golf, every stroke counts, and sometimes the most unexpected things can lead to disaster. Take, for example, the 2019 Dubai Desert Classic. Chinese golfer Haotong Li thought he had secured a respectable third-place finish with a clutch birdie putt on the 18th hole. It was a moment of triumph, or so it seemed. But just when he thought he was walking away with a hefty paycheck, disaster struck in the most unexpected way. Li's caddy made a seemingly minor error that had catastrophic consequences. The caddy was standing directly behind Li during his setup, a violation of Rule 10, 2B. This rule, which many casual fans might not even be aware of, prohibits a caddy from positioning themselves behind the player once the player has taken their stance. The penalty for this infraction? A shocking 2-stroke deduction. This minor slip-up was enough to drop Li from 3rd place all the way down to 12th, costing him a staggering $100,000. Imagine that, losing $100,000 because of a single misstep. And what's even more surprising is that this isn't the first time this rule has caused major controversy. It serves as a harsh reminder that in golf, even the smallest details can have huge consequences. The road to the PGA Tour is long and grueling, and for many players, the Korn Ferry Tour Championship is their last shot at making it to the big leagues. Shad Tootin was one of those players, and in 2021, his dream was just within reach. Sitting comfortably in 30th place, he was right on the cutoff line for earning a coveted spot on the PGA Tour. But then, in a heartbreaking twist, that dream was snatched away by the tiniest of infractions. Officials reviewed footage from the 15th hole and noticed something peculiar. After placing his ball on the green, Tootin's ball moved slightly, just a fraction of an inch, instead of repositioning it as required by Rule 14. 2E, Tootin nudged it back to its original position. It might seem like a harmless action, but in the eyes of the rules, it was a violation. The penalty, a 2-stroke deduction, knocked him down to 32nd place, effectively ending his shot at a PGA Tour card. The pain of missing out on a life-changing opportunity because of such a minor mistake is unimaginable. And yet, this is the reality of golf, where the smallest errors can have the biggest impacts. Stay with us, because up next is a story about how another simple mistake almost cost Tiger Woods a major title. Imagine this. You're playing in a professional golf tournament, just 3 strokes from the lead with a real shot at making history. That was the situation for Julie Inkster at the 2010 Safeway Classic. At 50 years old, Inkster was on the brink of becoming the oldest LPGA champion ever. But then, out of nowhere, her dream was shattered by something completely unexpected. A TV viewer's phone call. During a delay on the 10th tee, Inkster decided to use a small, donut-shaped practice aid to stay loose. It seemed like a harmless action, but one eagle-eyed viewer noticed and reported it to the tournament officials. According to Rule 14.3, which prohibits the use of artificial devices or unusual equipment for the purpose of making a stroke, Inkster's use of the practice aid was a violation. The penalty for this infraction? Disqualification. Just like that, her chances of victory were gone. This incident sparked outrage among fans and players alike, highlighting the sometimes harsh and seemingly arbitrary nature of golf's rules. But as harsh as this was, it's not the only time a rule has had major consequences for a player. Keep watching, because the next story involves a 14-year-old prodigy facing an unbelievable penalty at the Masters. The Masters are one of the most prestigious tournaments in golf, and in 2013, it became the stage for a controversy that shocked the golfing world. Guan Tianlang, a 14-year-old amateur from China, made history as the youngest player to ever compete in the Masters. But his incredible achievement was almost overshadowed by a penalty that many found hard to believe. Guan was penalized for slow play, a rare and highly controversial ruling in professional golf. Despite receiving multiple warnings, Guan took 65 seconds to hit a shot, which was 25 seconds over the allowed time. Under Rule 6-7, which governs the pace of play, Guan was assessed a one-stroke penalty. For a 14-year-old competing on one of golf's biggest stages, this could have been a crushing blow, but Guan didn't let it break him. He remained composed, made the cut, and went on to finish as the tournament's low amateur, a remarkable achievement given the circumstances. Guan's story is a testament to resilience in the face of adversity, and it serves as a reminder that even the youngest players aren't immune to the strict rules of golf. But we're not done yet. Next up is a tale about Tiger Woods that will make you question the fairness of the rules themselves. Tiger Woods is a name synonymous with greatness in golf, but even legends aren't immune to the sport's strict rules. At the 2013 Abu Dhabi HSBC Golf Championship, Woods found himself in a situation that would spark debate across the golfing world. During the second round, Tiger's ball became embedded in a sandy area, and he believed he was entitled to relief. After consulting with a rules official, he took what he thought was a fair drop. But after further review, officials reversed their decision, ruling that Woods had violated the rules. The penalty? A two-stroke deduction that led to Woods missing the cut, something almost unheard of in his illustrious career. This incident highlighted the complexities of golf's rules and the fine line between fair play and unfair advantage. The controversy didn't end there, as it reignited discussions about how rules are interpreted and enforced, even for the game's biggest stars. But as contentious as this was, it's just the tip of the iceberg. Let's go back in time to one of the most controversial Ryder Cups ever, where accusations of cheating turned the competition into a heated battle. The Ryder Cup is known for its intense competition, but the 1989 Ryder Cup at Belfry took things to a whole new level. It wasn't just Europe versus the United States. It was Sev Ballesteros versus Paul Azinger in a feud that would become legendary. The tension between the two players was palpable, with accusations of cheating fueling what would become known as the War on the Shore. The rivalry between Ballesteros and Azinger reached its peak in 1991 at Kiowa Island, where the competition was fierce and the stakes were higher than ever. Ballesteros, known for his fiery temperament and never-back-down attitude, accused Azinger of illegally changing the condition of the ball during a match. Azinger fired back, and the situation quickly escalated. Despite the drama, the European duo of Ballesteros and Jose Maria Olazabal emerged victorious in their match. But the controversy left a lasting mark on the Ryder Cup. The events of that year would be talked about for decades, shaping the rivalry between Europe and the United States, and adding to the Ryder Cup's legacy of intense, sometimes contentious competition. But if you think this was the end of Ryder Cup controversies, think again. Let's rewind to the 1958 Masters for a rule that sparked a debate that lasted for years. Even in the modern era, golf's rules can still catch players off guard. In 2023, during the KPMG Women's PGA Championship, Mel Reid found herself in a tricky situation on the fifth green. Reid, an experienced player, thought her ball was on the green and proceeded to mark and lift it. But there was a problem. The ball was actually on the collar, not the green. This seemingly small mistake was ruled a violation under Rule 9, 4B, which states that a ball in play must not be lifted unless it is on the putting green. The penalty for this mistake? A one-stroke deduction, which derailed her round and cost her precious momentum in the tournament. Reid's error is a reminder that even the most seasoned players can be tripped up by the nuances of golf's rules. It's a tough lesson to learn, but it's part of what makes the game so challenging and so compelling to watch. But we're not done yet. Let's go back to the 1958 Masters for a rule controversy that shaped the future of the tournament. Arnold Palmer is one of the most iconic figures in golf, but even he wasn't immune to the sport's contentious rules. In the final round of the 1958 Masters, Palmer found himself in a situation that would become one of the most talked about moments in golf history. On the 12th hole, His ball plugged behind the green, and Palmer believed he was entitled to relief. After a heated discussion with rules official Arthur Lacey, Palmer decided to play 2 balls, one taking relief and one without. The committee later ruled in Palmer's favor, allowing his relief score to stand. This decision was pivotal, as Palmer went on to win his first major championship by just 1 stroke. But the controversy didn't end there. The incident sparked a debate that lasted for years, with many questioning whether the ruling was fair. This moment not only shaped Palmer's career, but also had a lasting impact on the rules and traditions of the Masters. It's a perfect example of how golf's rules, while necessary for fair play, can sometimes lead to moments of intense drama and debate.